Hello guys and welcome to today's FIFA 13 Liverpool career mode. Today we got, I think it's Sunderland, we have a bit of EuroLeague and then we have Stoke afterwards. So and also think I think the EuroLeague game was against AIK. So like you'd argue a pretty easy string of games, but you know there's a few little twists in here, so it didn't actually prove to be the case. But first off, we kick off with the game against Sunderland, where we seem to have a bit of fatigue on a couple of players. None of the actual starting 11 were on full fitness, so we had to shift the team around a bit, but we only put a couple of players on. You saw Asadi, I put on there, the 5-star skills, the 5-star skiller, and he's a good backup to call on. You know, all 5-star skills are good backups to call on, in my opinion. I love the little the fake roll they do, and that's pretty much what I use them for. But Fabio Borini actually got a start, and he managed to bag himself a cheeky little header there to put us 1-0 up after just 26 minutes. Fabio Borini's someone who, if you actually look at his stats, he has got very solid stats, but I don't know. I can't find like a certain aspect of his game that I particularly like. I don't think he's particularly good at anything in particular, but you know, he's a good squad player. So it was good to be able to bring him in and rest. I think it was Muriel who I rested, so that was good. But we conceded late on in the 89th minute, so it looks like we were gonna drop the 3 points here, which was unfortunate. But there was a bit of a twist at the end here, as Daniel Sturridge has a lovely run and slips in, and guess who it is? Of course, it's Fabio Borini. He pops up in the right places. Maybe that's something that is a strength of his game. He kind of turns up where you don't expect him to, and that's a nice little finish to slot it under the keeper, who I think was Begovic, who this season, I'm talking about real life now, who this season has been on absolute fire. I think he's most clean sheets as it stands. Stoke, oh no, Sunderland. I'm completely talking out my arse. But yeah, Begovic, Stoke in general have been fantastic defensively. So Begovic is certainly an up and coming keeper in my opinion. But as you can see, next we have the EuroLeague game against AIK. Should be a relatively straightforward game, you'd imagine. It's at home. They're a pretty weak European team, so realistically, you shouldn't really expect any problems from them, especially with the squad we've got, which is full of a lot of attacking threat, and the defence seems to be coming together. That's fingers crossed at least. Christ, it's snowing like absolute mad outside. But I'm stuck in here doing this for you guys, so I hope you guys appreciate that. Although in all fairness, snow's more annoying than anything at the moment. Once you get to that stage in your life where snow's no longer that exciting, it kind of ruins it for you. But we kick off the game, and early on we were causing a lot of problems. Danny Sturridge with a first touch finish, look at that, into the bottom left hand corner of the goal. So an early start and an early goal, which is more important of course. We took the lead, and it was seeming that it would be the case that we'd have a pretty easy game ahead of us. Luis Suarez with the free kick, which hit the post, and then look at this for a bit of a massacre of their goal. But look at that for a save, and then in the end I think there's actually an offside decision called, so it wouldn't have counted even if it did go in. But we were pressing like mad to get that second goal, as it would be vitally important. And look at that for an effort from Luis Muriel. I think that was actually a diving header, but he just couldn't stick it in the back of the net, which was unfortunate. But I think that's in the 88th minute. What a chance wasted, as an intercepted ball from Muriel, and just he put absolutely no power on the shot, which is, you know, it came back to haunt us, as you guys are about to see. A bit of FIFA ball there, and off the post it comes straight back out to the guy who headed it, and it ended up 1-1, which was a bit of a kick in the crotch, as we looked real comfortable throughout that game. You guys saw all those chances, but we dropped 2 points, and it could prove to be quite vital, as the groups, as I expected it to be pretty much a walkthrough, but it wasn't the case actually. I had problems from a couple of teams. By Leverkusen are a strong team, and I think it's Sport Locker and the other team, or AIK, one of the two. I can't actually remember who I played. So it's actually more difficult than I thought, but we have another international break, so another chance for our players to regain that bit of fitness. after we've been under a bit of pressure. The players are losing in fatigue, so they come back nice and healthy, and hopefully we can put together a good string of games and a good string of form. But our next game is against Stoke, and again, Begovic, actually the keeper I was talking about when I was playing Sunderland for some reason. I think their keeper's Mignolet, I don't know. Daniel Sturridge plays out wide to Sterling, cuts inside, and look at this, it's pretty simple in all honesty. Daniel Sturridge isn't going to miss from there. Bottom left hand corner, keeps his form going. He can't stop scoring at the moment. I think he scored in I was going to say every game, but was it Luis Muriel that scored in the AIK? I don't know, but certainly in the Premier League he's been fantastic for me. So we take an early lead, but unfortunately it was short-lived as Pepe Reina just walks out into no man's land, and it's an easy finish to slot that ball lunging from Cameron Jones, and it actually ended up in the back of the net, and it was 1-1. And just before half time, Pepe Reina fumbles a bit. They managed to get the ball back somehow. I think that was Alaba who failed to collect it, and Cameron Jones getting his second of the match. So we actually went into half time 2-1 down to Stoke, which is never good at home. They're a good team to play if you're away, but at home you should definitely be looking to beat a team like Stoke, as their defence tends to be a bit more weak away from home. I don't know if that's just me or what, but Luis Muriel puts in the back of the net in the 69th minute. Lol. But unfortunately that's actually how the game ended. So a disappointing 2 points drop there. A game at home to Stoke, you'd expect us to be winning, but we'll just have to see how that affects us in the standings. I'm sure we can pick up a few more easy points. As you can see, we've got Norwich next. Definitely a game we should be looking to win. That is after the international break, of course. But Asuma Asaidi actually comes and asked me to up his wages a bit, and I was a bit hesitant as he's not actually a starting 11 player anyway. But I gave it a look just to see if it was like a 5-10 grand increase, which, you know, you may as well go ahead and offer him. So we go into his contract here, and he actually asks for, I think, 50 grand a week. And for a bench player who, in all honesty, won't actually be staying on the bench for much longer, if I can get the players I want in January, I just wasn't prepared to pay that. So he can either accept the wages he's on, or he can, you know, he'll get sold in January or in the summer. We'll just have to wait and see, because no way am I wasting money like that on a player who's not actually that involved in the team. But that's the end of the episode, guys. So if you've liked this episode, please do leave the thumbs up rating, and until next time, I'll see you later. Bye bye.